Okay, so hi guys, welcome back to the PopMyCherryPodcast with myself, Gerry Labs, and we have got producer Sean, and we've also got Kirstyn here. Hello, Kirstyn.
Hello.
Introduce yourself, Kirstyn.
Hello, I'm Kirstyn, and this is like the first time I'm sitting on the podcast, so very excited.
Very excited. So we've got two Westies here, and then myself. So this is
You're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Oh, mummy. Right, Sean, I haven't seen you in a while, so it's a bit of we've a lot to unpack, I think.
We banked up a load of episodes there before you went off.
Well, because I was away off on annual leave,
Annual leave,
away on another holiday.
You are getting dragged up by HR now.
Yes.
Like, you've been on the second all, and then
it's now unpaid leave. It's too much now. I'm ripping the dung out of it. Calling sickies.
They're getting up like screenshots of your Instagram stories being like, you were meant to be off sick. I thought it was your granddad's funeral.
I know it is. Like I've already used that excuse, so it's fuck God forgive. But it's no, I feel like, but you see with this here with the podcast, and no, it's like it has to be, even if you're away, you have to make sure that you have an episode for everybody listening.
Yeah,
because they're not away.
That's it.
Not to rub it in, but like, you know. If I'm away, there still always has to be an episode, I think. So recap, what's the 411 or with yourself?
I've just been loving the good weather.
Oh my God, Irish summer, unbelievable. Do we think it's going to stay?
No.
No, do you think not?
Does.
No.
It never does. You get about 2 weeks and then that's our summer gone.
So it's always May. See, always May. And then AVA, have you ever been to AVA? No.
Never.
Never been. It's
Never
really
been.
good. It's coming up now at the end of the month.
I really
but
should
AVA
probably.
weekends always like glory weather.
He's always get amazing.
Always. So I feel like right now, I think right up until May, then 1st of June, it's going to be shit.
Pissing
I
down.
think.
So you're talking about AVA. Like,
Have you been?
No, I haven't actually been before. But last week, I took Liam
Yes.
on a Friday. Like, I was like, let's go on a wee adventure, you know, but didn't have anything to do.
Right.
So then, brought him down to a train station, and I was like, you know, all like movie. Like, let's just get the next train out of here.
Yes,
you know, like,
wherever it may take us.
put it down.
Yes.
But we only went as far as Lisburn. So
Right.
we went out, and lovely wee day, but we were coming back and getting on the train. There was like these two lads drinking like on the carriage, like across from us. But I could hear them before I could like see them. And they were just so loud. And I was laughing because like they were just like such caricatures, you know what I mean, of like typical smicks.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
And I just heard one of the fellas, like, they were both sitting, like, glass cider bottles, like, OG.
Oh,
drinking,
right, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
and I could just hear one of the guys going, I'm going down this here Titanic slipways next week for a festival. And the other fella's like, Red, what's that there? Titanic slipways? No. And he's going, oh, you ought to see it, mate. It's brilliant. See all the lights and all the music, and we get the tent down and everything. It's fucking brilliant, mate. You want to see it? And he's like, fuck lasers and all. Aye. He's like, oh, lasers, mate. They're brilliant. And he's like, oh, I went to a place like that before.
Stop.
And he's like, did you? Aye, where'd you go? He says, oh, mate, you want to see this place? Fucking lasers, and there was a harp. And he's like, a harp? What do you mean a harp? And he goes, oh, there's this here harp, and there was lasers coming out of it. And he's like, what? And he says, oh, fucking right in the middle, you could go up and play it. No, fucking. He says, what the fuck is this? He says, oh, fucking, where'd you go? And he's like, is that AVA festival you went to, mate? And he says, no, that's not it. It's called fucking, something, fucking. And he's like, was it Oxygen? No, fucking not Oxygen. Would it have been a Merge festival you went to, mate? No, it wasn't that there. No, it was. It had these here stairs, and when you went up the stairs, it played music, and like it was musical stairs. Like,
oh, fuck me.
I know you've caught on already, right? I was trying not to laugh. And he's going, yeah, where was this? And he's like, oh, fucking, it was maybe something. Says, you sure it wasn't Oxygen, mate? No, that's not where it was. Let me see, it was somewhere here, like. And he says, wouldn't have been Electric Picnic? No, it says fucking here, like, it was here.
Domestic on the train.
They were proper shooting at each other. And he's like, "Oh, fucking, you want to see this place?" And he said, "Where the fuck are you, mate?" And he says, "Wouldn't have been. Actually, it was W something."
No.
And he's like, "W?" And he's like, "W5 did you go to?"
Fucking mate.
And he's like, "Oh, that's the place there, W5, fucking the Heart by a Lasers." I was like, "Mate, I thought you were talking about a festival or something there." And he's like, "No."
Oh
No,
no.
man, W5. And he's like, "Oh, I see, to be fair, W5's good gear." Like,
Stop. I'm away.
I couldn't get over it. Like,
Oh no. I wouldn't have been able to keep a straight
I
face.
was trying not to laugh.
Oh my god. And tell me this, have you been into, is W5 still going?
It's still
Yeah.
going.
Is it still going?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God,
Have you been
yeah.
recently?
Nah, probably a few weeks ago I brought the child, but
Really?
it was, I just had, you would need to remortgage your house to go to it.
Really?
It's so
We
expensive.
brought Liam.
Really, dear?
Like it has. I remember
And
going
it's-
as a child and it was like, you could have played at shop or you could have played with bricks or something.
Aye.
There's all these interactive.
Aye, it's gone woke.
It's like,
Oh, really? Oh,
it's like the
fuck
future.
off.
It's
Fuck,
like
you're joking.
the future.
It's still class.
Like-
Like,
It is.
here, it's far better than when
Yes.
we were there.
Right.
when
It
we were
is.
kids. But like, you can't ever see the way you had the house and you
Yeah.
could
Oh
like.
my God, I love that.
And it was like two stories, and
Yeah.
then there was like people up at the top, and there was a wee crane.
There was a
and
cherry
you-
picker and all.
Yeah, and you were able to deliver the tails up to the people on the roof. Now it's all on the ground. There's only one floor to the house, and you can't put anything on
Oh,
the
fuck
roof.
that.
Safety
And
reasons.
let me
now.
guess, is there like a boycott Sheen department? Is there like about like you know, landfill and God
see,
forgive me.
Probably.
fuck.
The shop isn't branded anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's all like fresh produce, and all.
Sustainable
Organic.
materials.
Load
yeah.
of shit.
Oh god.
And there's no castle anymore either.
Is there not? No.
Yeah, actually,
Castle?
they took that away. Fuck. Not the same.
Not the same.
And there's no music studio.
Do you know what? I've always said there's two places that need like a real fucking reboot. The SSE Odyssey, God forgive me, and Junction 1.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to Junction 1?
Oh, fuck
Have
me.
you been? Don't fucking go. Needs like just has the
Junction
poten-
1 was a spot 15 years ago.
15 years ago, but then just like, you know, it's all these like regatta or, you know, fucking like camping
Yeah.
outletty
Yeah.
type of shops, but nothing really. Even the Nike shops all like outletty, like, you know, it could
Yeah.
do with a bit more. Because I think it has the potential.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I done a gig in
Like the
Junction
space
1.
is good. A gig.
Yeah, like during COVID.
Right.
It was like, no way. And
Is
like,
it for like Antrim Council or something? Or
no, it was just this guy. Like he had a music venue, right? Up in Antrim, and like,
Right.
and he had regulars, and
Oh,
he was
right.
known like to always have like really good music
okay.
on like every week in the bar.
Uh-huh.
And
Is this top of the town?
I don't think it was
No.
top of the town.
Oh, right, okay.
Johnny B. Goods.
Okay.
So, because the bar couldn't open, he still wanted to provide music, no, for all
Yes.
his regulars. I thought it was lovely.
That
That is really
So
nice,
what he
yeah.
done was he rented out a shop
Uh-huh.
in Junction 1, built a stage, built a whole like live streaming setup.
Oh my
like
god.
a big like TV studio sort of thing, and then live streamed like concerts
Oh my god.
from the shop in Junction 1.
Oh,
Like,
that's really good.
it's class, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Because that was the thing with the COVID times. There were so many, say, like when you think like the music and the arts, and like say
Yeah,
even
all
like
that was put on
DJs
hold.
as well. Like I remember like DJ Tez. I think there was a few of them that had done. I think they were in not Parliament, was Stormont or
Stormont.
something. There was something because obviously it was a full industry that couldn't work because of like the distance and all
yeah.
that type of
Oh,
stuff.
the amount of live streams people.
Yeah.
Live
just-
stream DJ and live stream sets, music. I know, but then a lot of people I say would have really boosted them like online.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
really, yeah.
And it gave you more time as like a creative to like.
You actually sit and plan about
Plan.
how you
Yeah,
could
and-
be
Yeah.
utilising this
Yeah.
time.
Because that's
But I
real-
think if you were like, I was on furlough, so I was like nearly like it was great because
was
the
great,
furlough
yes.
you had that safety net
Yeah.
of a furlough, but then also you had the time to be creative and plan and
exactly.
think
So
of things
it actually moved a lot of people quite forward. Didn't it?
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think everybody still got hit with like the mental health fucking wobble. Like, you know, I don't think anybody has ever
I was
tried
crawling the walls like.
Aye, crawling. Oh, don't.
But what about like what's been happening with you? You were
Me,
away.
right? Oh, I well. So the 411.
I hijacked that old Saxon.
We went from W5 to like. So I'm back from Ibiza. So it was on the hen party, Anna Olivia's hen. It was glad it was a weekend.
Yeah.
Armagh girls know how to drink. I swear. Like what the orchards or the apples and I don't know. They're running around Armagh fucking in apple vineyards.
They know how to do it.
They know how
They
to do
do.
it. So no, it was short and sweet, but really, really good. But obviously, like the TikTok world is just so new to me. So I feel like I was like, do you know the Kardashians?
Yeah.
So I'm now like Malika and Khadija. Do you know the fucking Friends? I swear, I'm going around Marfelt and all these wee, like, say, 11-year-old girls coming up. I was sitting in the car and a wee girl came up to the window and I'm like, nearly like, don't look out the window. And then I was chatting to them and I was like, oh, it's all these newfound, like, oh my God, you're the guy on Anne Olivia's Hen. I'm
Oh
like,
my
hello.
God.
I have a name.
I'm on Q Radio.
Oh my
Sound like
God.
fucking Malika and Jonathan now. I'm like, I didn't sign up for that. Do you know what I mean? I've been around a while, like, you know.
Yeah. You
So
need to start making my
I'm now the
cameos
plus-
in Anne Olivia's house now.
Yeah, I'm now the plus one. Yeah. So, but
that's
no,
okay.
no, it was
So
a laugh.
did
though.
you, like, obviously you've got, like, a big following, but, like, did you
See,
notice
I
a
think
spike?
it's just a different world.
And, like, yeah, did you notice a spike then in terms
yeah,
of, like,
yeah.
like people
Oh, like
following
even
you
like
off
the
back
next
of
day,
that?
I was up in Belfast, and then there was this guy came up. I was at the hot food counter, and I was still really hungover. Like, and he was like, "Oh, here, like, can I get a photo?" Like, and then I didn't know what the reason was. I'm nearly, you know, so, and I was like, "Yeah," and then I was like, "Oh, you're like the guy from Anne Olivia's Hen." I was like, "Huh?"
Fuck.
And then the girls in the hot food, I knew that's where I recognised him
That's
just by being
mad.
on somebody's hen party.
That's
Isn't that
mad.
wild?
And it just shows
But
you
really
the
is like
reach.
the Anne Olivia effect. Like it is, it's wild. Everybody, like it's mad.
It's so much bigger than you
Yeah,
can
but then I
even
think I
imagine, like.
find it so bizarre because I know her as a
Yeah.
friend, so I'm nearly like, what?
It's like,
She's so normal.
Yeah.
She's so normal. She's so regular. So the whole like the fascination part, I can never understand. I don't even think she like even understands it either.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but I find that hilarious. So, but no, we had a great time. But I'm hoping we'll see if we can. Maybe something's coming, so we'll not talk too much about that. That's all I'm going to say here. Look, if you're smart enough, you'll know what the next episode could potentially be. But
What everybody wants to know
what?
is
Yes,
is
is there going to be a
when's-
charity fight night?
I also want everybody wants to know when's the next holiday.
Oh, when's the next? Oh, I will actually. Yes, if you must know, Italy in June, and then Marbella the day after.
Jesus Christ.
It's not terrible. I know.
life of it.
Do you know what? I don't know what it is. There's something in my brain this year, and it's going to sound a wee bit weird, but like I have this like weird feeling of like time. And it sounds a wee. I don't know why I'm being like this, but it's very like nearly like.
YOLO sort of thing.
YOLO.
Don't make it tacky. But just the concept of time, I think a lot of us don't really. So the way I look at it is this: I'm really looking at my life as like, right, so you're 31, you're living at home. That's not what I had thought. I thought I would have been moved out, but the more I think about it, I'm like, right, do I want to? Am I able to go and say get a mortgage myself? No. So I'm not really financially in a position that I'm able to do that. Do I enjoy living with my family? Yes. Like my mom does her own thing, my dad does. Like, you know, it's very much like, it's not like, you know, Jared, like, you know, she's not cutting my toenails and fucking, you know, making me toast. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like we're co-living. So I'm happy enough. So I'm like, well, where would I rather, what do I value? Do I value like what, like a fucking Marc Jacobs bag? No. Or like a fancy car? No. I'd rather
A holiday.
a holiday and
Yeah.
travel and life experience. And I feel like with that, you become more
Open.
evolved, more
Yeah.
open, more educated, more, I feel like that's the greatest.
But I think that's the best way to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I could go back, like, I'm only 26.
Yeah.
I've moved out 3-4 years.
Uh-huh.
And I've, like, a family, kid. Like, I love my child. But
Yes.
I wish I had that time to go back,
Yeah.
travel, do all the things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
And this, see, we all have different lives. Meanwhile, like in so many ways, that's so valuable. But then also, as you're saying, like I think most mums, most
Yeah.
people, like anybody that ever writes to me, they're like, do you know what? Do it now when you're fucking
Yeah,
young, or do
exactly.
it now when you're in the current life situation that you're in, because eventually I will have, say, like I want to really move out or do this or do that. So in the meantime, I think I'm just trying to make up, not for lost time. We were robbed in ways with COVID
Yeah.
and stuff, and I just
Yeah.
think now I've kind of clued in. I'm like, do you know what? Like you're 31, someday you're going to be 41, then 51. Like it's all about the now.
It could be took away tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's...
and that as well.
Yeah.
You might not even get that. So I just think for me, time's such a valuable thing, and that's what I want to do with my time. You know, don't get me wrong, I do it in the cheap, like, you know, Sky Scanner, you know, when you travel as much as I do, you know, the wee tricks of how to save. But that's just where I love to, because I am a wee bit, like, it lightly does look bad. Like, fuck me, is he away again?
But here, fair play to you.
I just, like, so, and the
100%.
thing is, with my line of work, I look at that, so, like, I'm like, right, okay, so it comes with a lot of shit, it comes with certain things, but also there's a lot of great benefits to it.
Yeah.
You're able to work on your own terms, you're able to work. So I'm kind of like work hard, play hard. I'll bash it out to the point that I'll run myself down, and then I'm like, I fucked off on a holiday.
Yeah.
And it's
Sort
like
of-
a bit of like a rat race.
Yeah.
Sort of like counsellors, you know, like when they do a certain amount of clients, they need like
A reset.
a reset. They need to go to counselling themselves. To,
100%.
So it's sort of like, you know, you do all this work.
Project. Yeah.
Then you need a bit of time for yourself.
Like, yeah.
Every, you know.
Oh, 100%. No, I do likely rip the dung out of it. Let's not. let's not completely try to like validate it, you know. I just can't say no.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, I'd go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody, like, honestly, if Katy Perry wrote to me and goes, look, we're all going to space here, do you want to go? I'd be fucking away. But I likely would be up there, and when they were all singing What a Wonderful World, I likely would be like, fuck no, like, get me home the fuck.
You're on
Always
EasyJet.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm on EasyJet. I'm like, get me home the fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, why did I agree to this? So I always love the feeling. I always feel like, you see, because it is summer now, we're all in like holiday mode, everybody listening, you know, you've got your holidays that you have coming up, you know, whether it's Cushendall in the caravan or whether it's fucking Lanzarote, like, we'll have that wee thing that we're like, it's always nice to have something to look forward to, isn't it? But I always find the feeling of going somewhere versus to get me home the fuck. So say in Ibiza when we were away, like, you see that day, once I knew that, like, right, the holiday's over, I was like, get me home the fuck. And there's nothing worse, right, when we're all, anybody from up where we're from, when you fly into Dublin and you land and there's that relief feeling like, oh, I've landed, you know, you're back in Irish soil, and then you're like, I'm not even fucking home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have to go through a fucking toll bridge, 5 apple greens, and then you think you're home, then you're like, oh, Newry, and you're like, wait a minute, Newry's actually a bit of a jaunt as well away. Then you hit fucking Hillsborough or that fucking Boulevard and Banbridge, and you're like, oh my God,
Just
any
get me home
fucking
now.
word. No. See, once I see Belfast, I'm like, I know I don't have long to go. But it's
see-
a jaunt. I hate flying from Dublin.
Aye. We flew home to Dublin after America, and they delayed our flight by like 8 hours or 9 hours or something
Serious?
back home from San Francisco, and we actually ended up having to be diverted to London.
Oh, really? And then Dublin?
And then Dublin.
Oh my God.
And then, because it was delayed so much, we missed all like the air coaches. And so then we like, you know, missed our
Were you like
booking.
stranded?
So I had to get my man and dad to drive down to Dublin.
Dublin?
Come pick me
Oh,
up.
God.
So then we were waiting and all. And,
Yeah.
like, so see
And
that
like-
after a big long flight, another flight,
Uh-huh.
and then waiting about and missing that bus and all. It was like,
Yeah. Oh.
can't be annoyed.
But would you, tell me this, would you do a lift for somebody to Dublin Airport?
It really depends. I would do it for Nicole, like.
Yeah, next to kins don't count. Say your mate. No?
Nah, like,
Well, not worth it, no.
unless
Would you
it-
charge them though?
if they turn, I would say, oh no, for here, I would, but like I've
Something
loads
wrong.
on that day, yeah. Unless
Sorry, I'm brushing the dog up there.
What did you say?
I'm brushing my dog up there.
Hide behind the sofa, like 100%.
It's like when the fucking tax people come to your house, I'm not here.
Stop. Tell me
Let
this,
on
by the way,
that.
do you
Turn that
get
TV
this?
off.
Speaking of like people that like you're trying to avoid people, do you ever get this up here, like GAA tickets? Do you get that people coming to your door?
not
No.
really.
It's not a thing. It must be a thing in the countryside.
I think
So-
only in Belfast, it's probably a TV license.
Really?
Are people trying to sell you tickets at GA?
Oh my! It's a big thing around the country, and any country folk know the score. Like, so it's like, say, like the lotto or the bingo or like something like
Yes,
that. There, but it's
aye.
raising money.
Barry
It's
Straw.
raising money for the club. It's not even part. It's club. So raising money for the club,
Right.
and they land at the door, and it's kind of one of these things where it's like, the land to door, you can't not give something. You're
Oh,
talking
it's
like
like-
£20. Like you couldn't give like £1 or £2. You have to give about maybe £15-20,
Fuck
or
me.
buy a strip or buy a whatever. Like it's not like. And it's always funny whenever like anyone.
don't even pay the players.
And this is the best bit. This is the best bit. You see your local club, you'd be maybe understanding. Honestly, Donaghmore's been at our door. Like I don't know, so slightly somewhere like County Tyrone, Armagh, Fermanagh,
fuck
like
way off.
way out.
Must be a country thing.
And you're kind of like, I'm not even in your club.
It's like, why are you at my
why
door?
the fuck would I buy a bingo ticket?
No, that's wild.
It's what, but you can't. It's a culture thing.
You can't not
You
bet.
can't not buy it.
Serious?
Uh-huh.
You can't
You'd be
say
shielded.
no.
You can't know.
Oh
Do you
my
know the
God.
way? Like, let's be honest. Somebody's selling the big issue. I'm sure you've walked by it. You can't walk by this one. You can't. Do you know what's worse? Actually, do you know what's worse? I'd say people actually raising money with buckets for charity. You know, whenever like they're standing in the street. And I'd say people have lately not put the window down and literally blanked it. But you can't blank that with a GAA. You can't.
Why?
It's because they're right at your door, and it's a weird thing. It's just a known thing. Even if it's not, and you're raging, you're like, fuck me, like what, like Akadooey, like where the fuck even is that? I've just bought a fucking raffle ticket. But it's just because it's these wee girls that have just landed, like, hey, we're just raising money for our club. It's a raffle.
Do you
That's
never?
the thing.
Do you never pretend to not be in?
It's too late.
It's too late.
They're like ninjas.
The spot.
It's too late.
See some.
Like the light flicks on. It's too late. You're there. You've been spotted. And my mom will always do this, like, no, we never really carry cash, but like, Shema's check. And then God,
Get a check,
he always gets stung.
That's fucking. That's criminal.
It is.
But see, sometimes the main man comes around, the wee lemonade man,
Oh my God.
Yes.
and
Is that a thing? It's not a thing around where I'm from.
Oh,
anymore.
God, no, we still get we
Do you?
sarsaparilla. No?
Me? Really?
Yeah.
I get
You're
dad
living a dream up
raspberry
here.
and dad pineapple.
I like
Really?
Brandy and Burdock.
Oh, stop.
wee
Isn't
Granda.
it mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
The
me.
lemonade?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So like the wee main man comes around every week, and no, like you don't always have cash.
No.
Do you still get your milk that way?
No.
That was the thing where my granny lives. She lived in
we
Toon.
used to get the milk, but
Like the milk bottle.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you would go out and the fucking and it had like the wee foil,
The foil.
Yeah.
on
Aye.
the top, and then you'd go out and the crows would fucking pack that up. And your dad's going, I'll be alright. You're
Aye.
like, not going anywhere near that. But no, the main man comes around and like you owe him like £2-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you see him pull it up and you're like, oh fuck, I've no change. And then you have to like lie back on the sofa.
Like, drop
like,
it.
stop moving. I don't want him to see me.
Oh, don't. And then window cleaners too.
Oh fuck.
Oh, don't.
See, mine just puts the wee
The wee letter, and you can pay PayPal, which is great.
that's a lot better.
That's ours is very like evolved, like so.
That's
with
a
the
bit
times.
times. But now the wheelie bin cleaners aren't.
No,
Like,
they're
Oh,
not.
we don't get them.
You don't get wheelie bin
No,
cleaners.
no.
Well, have you to clean your own wheelie bins in?
Silence.
It's
I just let it go. I do it with the blue bin. The blue bin can go and fuck. It's the brown and black needs.
Oh, yeah, because
I don't know. Well, I don't do it anyway. But I like, God, I really am. I live at home kind of guy.
What's this episode like?
I know. Fuck, I need a fucking. I don't earn my keep around the house. What else was there? Do you remember? But you used to got like sookies and milks in school. Was that
Aye.
a thing? Yeah.
we would have had like the wee cartons of milk.
Aye.
Between
Oh my
20p
God. But
cartons.
the fucking milk was sour as fuck.
I lived for them.
Really?
I
Oh my God!
lived
No,
for them.
Kirstyn, no, you're rotten.
Oh, every
no.
day, and then
I
especially
did
because
love
I was on school dinners, I was like, I can get an extra one.
Stop. I remember.
See in my school, you had to pick between a carton of milk and a donut, so you couldn't get both.
So you couldn't have a
really?
drink, you had the 8.
Yeah, or like so.
Well, we never got a donut.
So you could either get a donut or a milk, and then
Right.
sometimes, like if you lifted the donut, and then you try to sort of plank it, and then like you went up and you went milk, and then he's like, "Honey, babe." You're like,
Oh.
flanker.
Don't. But I remember one time I was in P1 and the milk was always off. Like it was rotten.
Serious?
It was rotten. And so we had drank a carton of milk or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like your break time or something.
Yeah.
And do you remember before Fruit of the Loom, there was, well, you might be a wee bit like younger than me, I don't know, but before Fruit of the Loom, there was really shit hard jumpers. Like they were
Yeah.
rotten and
Yeah, no, I think I
mouldy
know what you're on about,
before
yeah.
Fruit of the Loom. Slack Kids, was that a thing up here? No?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, that must be an
We had
independent
Chaplin's.
chain.
Yeah, Chaplin's, truly fair.
Truly
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
Right. You get the vibe, though. That's where you got the school uniform, at the end of the summer in August.
Yes, you got the wee black shoes that had a Celtic kid on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Now you had to be dull in it.
Did it? But I was wearing a wee shitty jumper, right? And a guy in my primary school class must be lactose intolerant or whatever the fuck. But anyway, long story short, doesn't he boke his milk all up fucking over me? So I'm proper projector, and I'm covered in fucking white, semi-skimmed, out of date, bad cow milk and his vomit and whatever else was in his fucking stomach. And it was that bad, right? I hate sick. I absolutely hate it. It would make me sick. The smell of it, the stench of it, the sound of it. I just can't be around sick. And so he projectile vomited all over me. And then it was that bad that I then projectile vomited all over him. So it was nearly a fucking, the water fountain.
Oh,
it was just really, it was rough.
I pissed myself in P1.
I shit myself. Sorry, this is... you've been a Tenerife, I've been a Sorry, have your moment. Sorry.
The reason that,
Go for
because I
yours.
was thinking, fuck, you would have needed to get changed. I had to get changed that time, and my P1 teacher had nothing else but her own, clothes.
Right.
Own back. So she had a pair of these
White Fox Batik.
jumpsuit fucking trousers that I was running about in, holding up at the waist all fucking day.
Stop
in P1. I still remember it. They were multicolored.
Oh my God, stop,
Fucking-
Sean. Well, mine's actually maybe a bit more rotten. I don't know if I should share this or not. So there was a sandbox in our classroom, right? And I don't know, I must... I didn't shit in the sandbox. I shat underneath it.
At least you
So
had the decency.
So it was nearly a bowl kind of thing, and it had
you stood up at it.
yeah, and it had stands, so it was a table, but it was a stand thing and whatever, right? But I went underneath it, and then I shat myself, and then I wouldn't come out because I'd shat myself. And then the classroom assistant, God love classroom assistants.
I know.
Do you know whenever you're older and you're fuck me, she had to change me and likely wipe my hole too, to be honest. If I shat myself, if I didn't have the audacity to go to the toilet, I'd likely didn't have the audacity to fucking clean it if I hid underneath a sandbox. So God love her.
Oh fuck.
I think her name was Grania, so shout out to Grania if she's
Shout out
still
to
about.
Grania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder, you're old teachers?
Yeah.
You're I wonder what they're at.
Where are they at now? Yeah.
Where are they now?
I know.
But I had a thing in nursery.
Do you remember nursery?
I remember very few things, but
Yeah.
I remember one thing, that I couldn't get rid of my tummy.
Oh, really?
So I was
You're a wee sucker.
and I was ashamed of it. So I had it in my pocket, and I used to hide underneath the table, pretend I dropped my pen,
Yeah.
Yeah, we suck on my doo-doo.
and have a wee suck of the tummy. No,
As if it's a
Like a
babe.
comforter.
Like babe on a plane or something.
Take your under.
I need a wee toke of the dummy.
you're looking over your shoulder, fuck.
Stop it, Sean. You're joking. And then when did you give it up?
I remember not having it in primary school, so
Right.
sometime in between there, I must have kicked the habit.
Must have been cold turkey.
Cold turkey. Put on the patch. Oh my God.
The wee tummy.
Stop. I'm trying to think. The only thing I remember from nursery would have been, I always remember there was this woman, Jackie. Her name was Jackie. So she was the nursery teacher.
Yeah.
But I always loved sitting beside Jackie eating toast. Do you remember you would have got toast? Bring that back, even
know.
into the workplace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 11 o'clock toast.
You don't fuck all in nursery, and you still were entitled to a bit of toast and a nap. Remember the afternoon nap?
Great.
My child gets Vita and goat's cheese.
Guess what?
Vita and goat's
Fuck
cheese.
off.
Wee cherry tomatoes and
Where
all.
the fuck are you from, the Malone Road?
I wish.
Fucking
I
hell.
see it come up in my app. I'm like, fuck, she's better fed than me.
Stop.
I know,
Oh my God.
it's
Liam, really...
sometimes I go in and it's he's had a bit of carbonara, he had
You're lying.
and I'm like,
fuck off.
what?
Are you
Had a wee bit of
serious?
salad, and all, and I'm going, fucking hell. What's a CAV?
And anybody comes back home and he's eating what fucking happy smiley faces and
Fish fingers.
Fish fingers.
Dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Oh my god, it's really leveled up.
It has changed.
It has,
big
like-
time.
Oh my
But
god.
even you'll notice from like the building trade, like like you still in building,
Yeah.
and all you still get your like wee 10 o'clock cup of tea.
Oh my god, it's the best.
That's so good. Like, see when you, especially when you've been up, you're in work for 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And like, and you're like, focus. But see that 10 o'clock cup
Oh
of
my
tea
God.
sitting
Something to
in
look
the
forward
sitting in the van, and it's like the strongest like tea bag still in the
Oh my
flask.
god, never leaves.
So nice. It hits
Never
like
leaves.
crack.
We had so where I worked, it was like a factory, so like a manufacturing factory, but it had a canteen. We got the 10 o'clock tea break as well, and oh my god, like you had to reserve the sausage roll. So you were like, Raymond, like, can you put me on a sausage or keep me a sausage roll? Because they went like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, you see them sausage rolls, I still think about them. I've never tasted a sausage roll as good. Only 2 places I've ever been to where I've like had the best sausage rolls. Fuck Greg's, fuck all that shit, right? Jordanstown Spar. So Ulster University, Jordanstown Spar, and Raymond's Canteen. And I'm not like grease. Like I don't even think like the pans lately weren't. They lately were clean, but like, do you know grease?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like just when you bit in it, it was soggy but crispy but flaky but everything. And honestly, like
Life was good.
oh my god! And I would have had it swimming with salt. Got 2 sausage rolls, big large can of Red Bull, and a cup of coffee, and that was me for the day. That 10 o'clock refresh, it was needed.
That's a dangerous
Yeah.
path to
The
go down.
cholesterol though.
I know. I used to basically have a direct debit with Greg's.
Did you?
When I
Shut up.
when I
Serious?
that's proper, but like I
like,
every day, like
People there.
every day when they opened.
And what would
one,
you get? What would be your?
So I went in the morning because
Uh-huh.
I would have got up at the latest possible time to get into work.
Yeah.
Always got in with like a minute or two to spare.
Yeah.
And then like sat my bag down just to show that it was in. I was
Yeah.
going, I just run now just to get a wee thing. Like, and because Greg's
Like
was
the
like,
cheek?
I know.
I'm only in through the door.
My way again. See you later.
I was.
And then would you fake off for like just one out of him? I always used to do that there just so
Oh
I could
my-
get away.
aye.
You knew they were going to say no.
I'll get it.
If it was
Aye.
really bad, see if you were like 5-10 minutes late, you went to Greg's
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and then you brought in 4
Brought in
donuts.
4 to
You're like, "Does anybody
overcompensate."
want any?"
I got these out of the
Uh-huh.
kindness of my heart.
But I used to always do, which is so bad. I used to always say the same kind of thing. Like if you're wanting to get out or wanting to go to the shop early or something, I'm like, "Jesus, need anything?" And you see if they said aye, I'd come back like, "Oh my god, I forgot."
Criminal.
Tramp. But what would be your Greg's go-to then?
So I would have got a breakfast spot,
Oh,
sausage and egg. Sometimes if it was sausage, bacon and egg, if it was
Ooh.
treat myself with a bit of butter red sauce.
Spoil yourself.
And at the time, vanilla latte.
oh,
But I wouldn't be about that life now.
no.
Lattes
Are you
my thing.
matcha now or what?
I'm flat whites.
Flat white. Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss New
I'm a
Zealand.
Man of culture.
Knows about coffee beans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chew.
Leveled up.
Yeah, can I have the Brazilian
Are you
roast?
one of these people saying no syrup ruins the taste of the coffee? Or like, oh, you shouldn't put sugar in coffee because it ruins the taste
No,
of the bean.
I still love a wee like
Bit of sweet.
dollop of something. Not in a flat white, but if I'm getting like cappuccino or
Dollop of
something.
something.
Yeah.
And what about like sugar or sweetener or what?
No sugar, sweetener, and a coffee. I'm not about that.
So just a flat white the way it is?
Flat white
You
the
see,
way
that's
it
the
is.
mean you're all about the bean now. No, not that way. Fuck.
Jay, as much as we've like made conjecture on here, I've always been about the bean.
Sorry, yes.
It's always been the way of life.
I know we're all trying to push for Sean to be gay, but he's not. I know. Sorry, Sean. Sean's always been about the bean, but the coffee bean, like you're now like one of them like coffee connoisseurs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I know I
Luke
still
would
need a
be-
bit of
Luke
sugar.
would be a real
Oh,
coffee
he-
connoisseur.
yeah.
Would he be?
Yeah, he
Being
gives
him,
all
yeah.
coffee connoisseur vibes as well, doesn't he?
He has the proper machine and all.
Really?
Like he would be like me. We've the sage.
Are you the same? Are you
I
the
like.
same?
I love a coffee now,
Right.
but I'm your typical white girl. I love a wee bit of syrup, and I
Right.
like a wee iced caramel latte.
Yes.
and I'm about that life.
Look at so am I.
But I have the proper machine, but it looks like die hard,
Really?
like espresso type
Really?
guy. Yeah.
And do you or would you be like coffee connoisseur?
I like a wee espresso in the morning. Mm-hmm. But I would buy my beans out of Costa or something. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
that fancy.
Really? Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I maybe misjudged you. I thought you were pure, like, straight up, like, mellow birds. You're raging.
I give that face.
I give a Dolce Gusto.
So
like,
buys the beans out of Costa, and your child in the Malone Road nurseries getting Vita and
Goat's
fucking
cheese.
goat's cheese.
West Belfast is a myth.
Don't
It is.
do not
It's a
judge
myth.
people. People in West Belfast have the money. Don't be fooled. I was actually driving up here whenever I was coming today, and I seen a barber's, and I thought this was actually the best barber name ever. Ace of Fades.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ace of Fades. I doubt they listen. But I just thought it took me a minute. I was like, oh, like
Clever.
It was clever.
When we're giving shout outs, maybe
Yeah.
time was shouted out to
Yes,
the
shout out to
sponsor.
fuck Ace of Spades. Let's shout out the sponsor, right? Okay, so we're going to take a quick ad break here, and we're going to hear from our sponsor, which is Voodoo's. Yes, guys, so a shout out to our sponsor, which is Voodoo's. They have been our sponsor now for a while, and you know about that discount code. It is PopMyCherry, and it gets you 20% off. So that is site-wide, whether it is the aerosols, whether it's the hair care products. Here we've got the Velvet Crown, we've got some of the aerosols on show. But honestly, amazing products. Scalp treatment, hair treatment, everything that you need. There is actually a lot of newness coming out, so keep an eye out on their website and their socials for that. Any of you blondies, that's all I'm going to say. They have a new product which is going to be coming, which is really, really exciting. But yes, don't forget, Pop My Cherry, that is the discount code, and it gets you 20% off the website. So, like, it is the biggest discount code available, which we appreciate with Voodoo's. Thanks again for sponsoring this episode, and we are going to dive back in this time to Dating Dilemmas. So thanks again to Voodoo's for sponsoring the episode. Don't forget, use the code. But look, we're going to do some dating dilemmas now. We've got 2 here. So look, you've got 3 people with expert opinions. We've now got Kirstyn, we've got Sean, and we've got myself. So we've now got a woman, a straight man, and a game. This is basically fucking...
We're the trio, like.
Get a grant.
Like, this is the UN. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
this is United. You're getting the best advice here, right? So, like, you know, you're fully covered. So we'll go with the first one here. So, hey, Gerry, love the pod. So I have a bit of a dilemma. I matched with this boy on Tinder, and we've been seeing each other since the start of this year. Nearly 4 months now at this stage. Things are going really well. He met my family, and I met his. Oh, this is all progress. I think once you meet the family, it's like...
You're
Yeah.
locked in.
It's
Or
You're
locked
locked in,
Yeah.
aren't you? This is like a serious, like, you know, you don't bring side pieces home.
Yeah,
Sure you
mortgage.
don't.
Well, I would like to hope not.
No, I know. Well, stop. So they've met each other's families, right? Okay, and they're all happy. Right? Okay, so all good, harmonious, right? We only see each other once a week because I'm in college during the week, and he is 4.5 hours away from me. So I come home to see him nearly every weekend, and we are both dying to see each other after the week. The issue is there has been no mention of things being official with us. We both discussed we don't want to see other people, but there's been no official boyfriend or girlfriend chat. Does there need to be one? Do I ask him about it, or is it too soon for that? I don't want to come off too strong and scare him away because he is the best thing that has happened to me in a brave while. Thanks.
Aw,
Oh,
harsh weight.
girl, you're engaged. You don't even need it. No, like, for real. That happened. Like, whenever my relationship, we never had a conversation. Just
Yeah.
one time it was casually like, oh, my boyfriend. I remember being like, wait, what? Like, am I your boyfriend? You know, it's just...
I think
Not everybody, it's not, I think some people expect, you know, like, remember, like, back in the day, whenever you were, you know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have went to, like, you know, the friend in primary school's birthday party unless you got that fucking invite.
Yes.
Do you know?
You had to be.
Do you get what I mean? You had to be-
The man
there had to
had
be
to
a
pay
formal-
for all the chicken
Yeah.
nuggets and
Yeah,
chips.
they're, like, you know, you weren't going to the soft play unless you got, like, you know, the invite.
Yeah.
So you weren't gay crashing it. So a lot of people need that formal
label.
label.
personally, I'm that person.
Are you? Right, okay.
Right? I would, especially after 4 months,
Uh-huh.
from a woman's point of view, I'd be like, I like to know where it's going.
Right.
I think sometimes if you don't have a label, it can be quite unclear.
Okay.
If you're like, are we messing around, or is this
Right.
is this a real deal? Especially if you feel like it's the best thing that's happened to you.
Right.
I I would love that label. That would just, but that's my point of view. That's a woman's point
Yeah.
of view. But I would just be like, have the conversation.
Yes.
But I do think that does scare people off as well. They're like,
Oh,
but why?
Like once you said, now
why
it's
do we have to
official.
have this conversation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're nearly telepathically boyfriend. They are
Yeah.
boyfriend
Yeah.
and girlfriend.
You're
That's-
doing all the
They
things
are.
that
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
This is always like every time we do these dating dilemmas, it's always like communications.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Communication,
That
yeah.
communication is key. Like,
and
Yeah.
label or not, you can decide that. You could bring it up really casually and just go, so what are we? That like, I'm okay if we don't want to call ourselves
Yeah.
boyfriend, girlfriend, or if we're official or whatever. Like, but are we or are we not?
No.
What do you see us as? Or
Yeah.
especially if they've agreed they're not seeing other people. Isn't that,
I would nearly see that as like
Yeah,
that was
you are
that was
official.
the confirmation
That's
that you're
like
like
the
a boyfriend
yeah.
and girlfriend.
he's
yeah.
our boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah,
Just
no,
fucking-
you are 100%.
I can't say nothing.
But I
if
think girls and boys are different. Meanwhile, I think,
Yeah.
I just kind of always, I was like, well, like, no, like, I now know, like, you're my boyfriend. But in fairness, I had to hear the word boyfriend, like maybe before I maybe felt I was maybe in like that limbo, what are we kind of thing, even though I knew deep down as well. But
Yes.
once I heard, we were with his friends, he's like, oh, this is my boyfriend, like, introduced me as his boyfriend. And I was like, oh, we're boyfriends now. But I
Yeah.
always knew we
Your-
were.
your boyfriend, girlfriend, and everything but name. So like you can
Yeah.
consider it that.
Yeah.
I think she has the license to consider it
Yeah.
that now, but she doesn't.
But
But
if you-
have
yeah.
license to change the Facebook relationship status.
Do you think?
No,
Right, okay.
I don't think.
I always think wait for that confirmation from both sides.
Yeah.
To do that sort of thing.
Right.
Where I used to be the type of person that I had myself married off in 2 weeks. I'd planned my whole future ahead. I'd had our
have a
kids'
friend like
names
that.
picked out.
Yeah.
Everything.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, maybe just hold fire till you get the confirmation to
Yeah.
have
And I
the
think-
Instagram hard lunch.
Soft launches are okay for now. Like, if
Yeah.
you're in Dean's, the hands in the corner, that's completely fine. Look, but like, don't do the honey, like,
Yeah.
don't do a photo dump. Do you know what I mean? Like, just until you get that green light. But from our perspective, you technically are in a relationship. And what I would say is just ask the question in like a casual way. Do you know what would maybe be a good way to bring it up? Maybe being like, here, like, oh my God, like this is going to sound so silly, but like my friends were all like, they were like, oh, so like what is he? Like, are you seeing? And I was like, and do you know what? Like, I didn't really know how to answer. Like, would you call me like your girlfriend? Like, we've never really had that conversation. Nearly making
Yes.
it seem like
Yeah,
as
'cause
if
then the
I've been
ball
put on the
is
spot.
rolling.
I never really thought of it, but it made me think of it.
Yes.
And then
That's-
it's kind of
that's
like,
great.
Yeah, that's
what do you
great.
think?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it seems a bit more like nonchalant. And he might be like, yeah, well, like, I've always thought you were my girlfriend. You're like, oh,
More
right,
than-
okay.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
than likely, that's the way he's thinking. He's probably
Yeah.
also going, I don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
But especially if you've met the parents.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's
meeting you don't meet.
that's a big
yeah.
step.
Yeah.
You don't meet parents if you're
Ben
just seeing
Stiller
somebody.
style.
No, you don't. Once you meet the parents, it's like, it's
Yeah.
official. I would say do that. I would just go more like casually drop it in, but I'd bring it up because it seems to be that you need that clarity just so you know. But from literally reading that, like, we can tell you straight up, like, that's your boyfriend.
Yes.
But yeah, girls just seem to be more.
We like
They
a
need,
tag.
like,
I personally,
clarity, yeah.
I like the clarity. Like
Yeah.
to go right. We are. What are we? Because
Uh-huh.
then you do have that awkward thing where you're like, well, what is he then? What do you do here? Like,
Yeah.
And then I think it's just clear for a girl to have that clarity to go right. Okay, he's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, I can think now.
Yeah. The thing that complicates this one is that they sound quite young.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
at college and
College.
stuff. So they're at that age where they maybe don't need labels. They don't need like that formality. Whereas like, if you're dating
But it
late
seems to be she
20s,
does, I
mid
think.
30s,
Yeah.
you're like, right, okay, I'm committing a good chunk of like time to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Know where I stand.
Yeah, I need to know what's happening here
Yeah,
because
100%.
so priorities are different as
Yeah.
you get older, but like
And yeah.
this is a bit more, you can be a bit more casual with it, but like
Yeah.
I do think they need to have the conversation.
Definitely have the conversation, and I think from everything that I'm reading here, it seems to be like, if this is the happiest that you've ever been, he's actually introduced you to his family and vice
Oh, yeah.
versa. I think he's making his intentions very clear of how he feels. So don't overthink that. I think slightly girls a lot of the time, I think, overthink things and can sometimes sabotage it.
Self-sabotage.
But I think it's
big thing.
based on past experiences. So when they've been in bad
Yeah.
relationships or bad situations, you kind of do that nearly the comparison. And I suppose, you know, like men have that kind of misconception. You nearly think every man's just looking a bit of like fun in the sun, that you're nearly like, am I just like a casual thing to him? Is this just like, you know, but it doesn't seem to be. Family's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You don't just introduce people randomly
Maybe
to your
boys'
family.
family.
Boys
Boys,
especially, I feel like are
But
very, like, that's the kind of the later thing they do.
Yeah.
Where it's always like the girl is wanting to
Yeah.
step forward, make progress, where a boy takes his time to do that. So that's a good sign.
But I've always said this, I think being gay, you have this superpower because you have the observation of both genders, and you kind of technically are very feminine but also masculine as well. You're kind of like, you know, extraterrestrial. So I think what I've always noticed with this is women fall in and fall out of love easier. But men are a slow burner.
Yeah.
But when you're in, you're in. So men will fuck about a lot, or maybe a bit like have a wall up, or they don't, you know, they're a bit more not in tune. Meanwhile, women nearly like, you know, they could go on 3 dates and like, oh my god, like no, honestly, like he is the one, and then they're like, oh, what the fuck did I say him? And I was like, you weren't saying that last week. Do you know, like? So I think it's
say hello to Mrs. Joe Blocks.
Yeah, like it's a different dynamic. So I think, you know, this guy, the fact that you've met his family, that's a big sign. So I think just ask, bring it casually up, or even just bring it up as like a joke.
Yeah.
Or like lightheartedly. Or if you feel like you want to have a proper serious conversation about it, like you're very much within your right to. But I think you'll be very pleased with the outcome, in my opinion. Like, we can tell you he's your boyfriend.
Seems nailed on.
Yeah. No, like, girl, you're off the shelf, honey. Whenever them boys are coming up to you in the National offering to buy you a drink, you got to be like, I'm taken. I love saying it. I was in Ushuaia in Ibiza, and a gorgeous Spanish guy, and I was gorgeous in fairness, but I was like, he was like, oh my God, guapa, guapa, and all this. And I was like, sorry, like, I have a boyfriend. I was like, purr. Just shutting them rats down.
Hands off the merchandise.
Yeah, I've got a good man. You could never, you little trashy Spanish Ibiza boy. But he was hot. Really hot, actually. No, stop. I'm a window shopper. No, I'm not. I think everybody is. Like, when you're on holidays, when you're on holidays, like a hot Spanish guy comes up to you. Do you know what I mean? Like if George Michael or something, maybe
you're
not.
on your holidays.
You're on your holly bobs, but like, I turned it down. But I love that feeling, though, of just being able to go, no. So that's what we say. I think, you know, ask the question.
Random quick question. So in all the time that you like worked and lived over in Ibiza, did you ever learn Spanish?
Guapa. So because this Spanish guy, he was gorgeous too. He was a bartender in High, and then he was like, oh, Gerry, guapa, guapa, and I goes, what the fuck do you call me? And then I thought it meant cunt or something, and it means beautiful. Oh. So guapa, hola. What else do I know? Shit. Gracias.
It's like when you were in secondary school. Gracias. Bonjour.
No, that's it. That's it.
Doing your oral.
That's it. That's it. No. Duolingo. I know, but whenever I came home, I was like, oh, I'm going to learn Spanish. Never did.
Oh.
I'd love to be able to speak a different language.
Aye.
Can you speak well, Irish? You can.
Irish, but
Can you speak
I
Irish?
can barely speak English.
I tried learning German.
Why? No, but you know what I mean? Like,
I know, like, why?
Why? It's not really like...
No, it was. I tried to do a nice thing because the last job I worked in, we were, like, getting a placement student in, like, that was going to be there for, like, a volunteer. It was going to be there for a year from Germany. So I was like, I knew about it, like, 2 months in advance. And I was going, I'm going to go on Duolingo and learn a couple of wee phrases.
That's so thoughtful.
Make them feel at home. And so, like, and then I just got into it a bit, and then, like, I enjoyed it.
Right.
And then
the
year that I'm here, it's all gone. Like.
Okay.
But the year that he was over, like, I, like, tried to learn off him a wee bit. Then he learned a bit of Irish off me.
Oh my God.
And I keep in contact with him now still.
And
so,
what way do you communicate? German or English?
In English.
Okay.
But like we'll answer the phone and he'll go like Jaded, and I'm like Guten Tag, you know, like we'll say hello and goodbye.
Oh, that's so
and,
sweet.
Like he'll say it in Irish and I'll say it in German. Like,
Oh my god.
so
Sounds like a pen pal.
Does
it
actually?
is. He came to my wedding and all.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And comes over to stay every now and again.
Oh my God.
What a friend.
Yeah, he's an absolute gentleman.
oh my god. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean. Interrelations. Is that the word? No. No.
No?
International.
International?
I don't know. Something
Yeah,
like
pen
that.
pals, like
Pen pals.
And
Friends
gives-
all over the world. Friends in high places. Mm-hmm. Well
foreign
done,
exchange
Sean.
student.
Yeah. Well done.
Cheers.
Good on you.
Shout out to Eric.
Is that his name?
Aye.
That's not really like a German name,
No.
is it?
Yeah, but it's spelled with a K, so it's like
Oh.
Eric.
Yeah. That is kind of...
I like the pronunciation there.
Yeah. Eric.
Eric.
Eric. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So Guten Tag is all I know in German.
Yeah, it's good day.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. So it changed for see the way we've got good morning, good afternoon,
Uh-huh.
good night. So you've got Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend.
Uh-huh. Do you know I can speak Greek?
Guten Abend.
You speak
Can you
Greek?
speak Greek?
Well, not same kind of thing with the Spanish. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, calimera, calispera, calianita.
Ah.
And then if you want to, this is the most important thing that you need to learn in Greek. Yamas, which means cheers.
I know one Greek word from playing Assassin's Creed, and it's malaka. Malaka.
What's that mean?
Like cunt or
Oh,
dick
does
or
it? Oh,
something.
fuck, right.
I just know Lemoncello.
That's a fucking drink, isn't that?
That's because I was going, I mean Lemoncello here.
I love Lemoncello. Oh my god, don't.
Is it not Italian?
It's Italian, yes.
I swear I went to school. I really went to school. I promise.
Stop, I'm away.
Well, they said it all the time in roads.
That's the best.
No, Lemoncello's the drink.
The wee drink, yeah.
It's like the wee lemon. Like,
I love that.
Like it tastes like a lemon drop.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Aye.
You get it. I got it in New York. Like no, they give you it as like a wee dessert in
Yeah.
Italian
Yes.
restaurants.
Like similar to like Sambuca cleanses the palate or something. Load
yeah.
of shit.
It's definitely not
Yeah.
Greek. Then.
No, so that's Italian. But look, every day's a learning day.
Brilliant.
Every day's a
Learn something
learning
new every
day.
day.
Have we another dilemma?
With another one. So this is our final one then for today, and then we'll wrap it up. So, hey, I would love some advice for what I'm going through at the minute. Hopefully you are able to give some insight. So I've been with my ex, so they're now ex. So I've been with my ex-partner for 3 years and our relationship was good, but had its faults, and we started arguing all the time over differences in values. And then there was a time where he kissed his ex-flame twice on 2 separate occasions. On a night out after we had a bad argument and fallen, oh, don't like that. That makes it nearly even 10 times worse, even though it's already terrible. Like, so imagine, like, so say like you and Nicole have a row and then that's what they do.
Oh,
So that's pure spite.
yeah.
That's bad. What a dick. First time I was able to move past as I thought it was a genuine mishap. Oh God. And I could forgive and move forward. But when he did it the second time, that's where I drew the line and ended it because I couldn't fathom the way he did it. Fast forward, he's not been able to move on from us since us ending in 2023.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
No.
Oh my God, I'd love to be able to have a hold over somebody that long.
Red flag.
Girl, you must be hot. Do you know that? Like, that's 2 years. Love it.
That's not good though.
No, it's not good though. No, sorry. That was like my toxic
She hot,
inner.
but he red flag.
Yes, he's a red flag guy. No, no. He's still in 2023 and 2025. No growth, no development. No, he's still the same person. Like, if he's
So-
still hung up on you, like, it's no.
Sorry, 2008.
No. Jesus.
From like my own experience,
Uh-huh.
I was with a guy for years, on and off, but it was like a toxic relationship.
Right.
I was in love with him, like head over heels. I don't think he ever loved me back,
Oh,
but he
God.
done the kind of same thing where if he was on a night out, we would have met other people and
Right.
just to be nasty. That was
Aye.
a nasty thing.
Like games.
Yeah, it was constant games. But for my experience, I think he needs to let go and move on. But she needs to now realise that it's over, which she probably has.
Yeah.
She's realised that it is over. But my advice to you would be block it out. There's nothing you can do
No.
to let him let it go.
Yeah.
He's got to come to terms on his own time.
Yeah.
But
That's
if
not
he
your
wants to
that's not your
still,
problem
it's
anymore.
not your problem.
No.
You need to move on with your life.
Yeah.
You do you
And put
and
a
ignore
firm
him.
boundary up.
Yeah.
But he's never going to change, and he's not going to let go
No.
anytime soon, it seems like. So
No.
you continue to live your life, babe.
No. Well, there's more to this. Oh, fuck. I swear, yeah. So we'll see. I haven't even read this, so I don't even know where this is going to go. And we have been, oh no. Oh, Kirstyn.
The
You
back.
spoke too soon, darling.
Oh,
And we have been on and off again since, because I still love
babe.
him, but I'm really an avoidant now. And when he does one small thing to annoy me, I'm constantly 1 foot out and I run away from it. Every time I say, no, I'm done, we have to stop, he comes back. Not even a week later, promising change and that he really wants me and doesn't want to be with anyone else. And I can really see it in him. I don't think it's lies, but for some reason now, I just can't commit. So recently, I floated the idea of couples therapy, to which he happily agreed. Right. Okay. And so I suppose what I need help with is, do you think therapy will help this situation, or should I just be strong and stand firm in my decision to walk away, even though we have such strong feelings? I'm 25 and he's 26, so we are quite young, but I'm slowly becoming burnt out by the ups and downs, and I just want to get to a place where either we move on for good or we heal through therapy. Therapy. Hopefully you made it this far.
Foodoos.
Thank you.
Foodoo's use
Foodoo's
code
therapy. Therapy. Yes. Well done, Sean.
Yeah. Marketing.
Marketed, well done. You love the products, you ambassador. But right, so what do we think then? Now, what do we think now?
cut it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, cut it off. He's doing you no good, love. In all honesty, from my own
See-
experience, I think that him willing to go to the therapy is just a tactic to keep her.
Really?
Yeah. And she sounds so genuine and so wanting this to work, but she's going to drain herself. She's going to get to
She's
the point
already at
where
that point,
no
like, isn't
harm.
she?
She's going to get to the point where it's going to turn to hatred
Yeah.
because it is draining her.
Oh my god, guys, are we for real?
Know what it is? It's the fact that she says like every small,
Yeah.
even small things he's doing is making her want to run
You're now
away.
at that. You're past
Yeah.
that point. You're
It's like a- it's like a
mentally
s-
checked out nearly.
It's a
Yeah.
psychological thing. So there's no trust.
Nope.
And she will always have that, I think. There'll always... I think it's hard to hate.
There's always going to be that doubt in your mind. And I know from my part, you're never going to fully trust him.
Yeah.
And you're only going to let yourself down with that.
Yeah. Do you know whenever like you've been in this, and I've been in similar situations in the past before, do you know whenever it's a wee bit like you're kind of like, oh god, like this what I'm seeing now, if only I had seen that 6 months ago.
And-
like nearly like
yeah.
Jojo, too little, too late.
And you don't want to put yourself off for future.
It's just too little, too late.
Breakout montage.
Do you know what?
That you just need to Rihanna take a
Yeah.
bow.
Yeah, take a bow. Put his stuff to the left. To the left. Let's go.
Then you own in a box to the left.
You Beyonce that shit, love.
Aye, like she's checked out.
She's already mentally
checked
checked
out of
out,
the
and I
help.
think she's trying her best because I think that she wants it to work so bad.
Yeah.
But is it really worth all
But
your
does she
time and
actually
effort?
even really? Is she just...
She's already got one foot out the door. So
Yeah.
I think for her own sanity, it would be the best thing for her to cut that off
Yeah.
because then she can grow.
You're so young as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
Yeah. And I feel like once a mistake, twice
Yep.
a pattern.
fool me once.
Fool me once, what's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd think it's
Like,
probably...
do you think he's like willing to do the therapy nearly like out of desperation?
I think
'cause
it's out
he
of
feels like he's
desperation to
losing
keep her.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I really do. I think.
Thank fuck you're here.
But
I was ready to go. I swear, girl, give him a chance. I was so weak.
you need to get the red flag guy off TikTok.
the therapy
Yeah.
is a real positive thing.
Yeah.
Let's
It is.
be real. Like that.
Would you say even give it a go? No.
If you wanted to give it a go to hear what comes out of it, like me and my partner did couples therapy. We've been
Oh, really?
together
Right.
7 years.
Yeah.
And I've had my own past issues
Yes.
that I've had to deal with.
Uh-huh.
But we did a wee bit of couple therapy. Now, just in the house, just like we did research on it,
Yeah.
tried different things. and it has been a game changer for
Really
us.
so healthy, yeah.
But
See.
we are both on the same wavelength.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
So in regards,
I think you have to be in that same place.
Yeah. The thing that's always screaming out to me with this message, and when you're saying about the same place, you have to be aligned.
Yeah.
Even if you're not similar or in sync, if you have to be like parallel
Yeah.
at least.
He's trying to sell the relationship
Yeah.
to her.
That's
you know
what
what I
it-
mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what's wrong about it. She's like, she's not wanting it, and he's like trying to keep it going,
Yeah.
trying to like,
You
know,
don't want to put all that effort
convince
in
her.
for him to turn around 3 weeks later and do the same
And
thing.
the same thing in the same pattern.
Because I can guarantee
Yeah.
you that's probably
And the
what's
thing
going
is,
on.
yeah, and like your trust, I think this listener's trust has clearly already been broken. I think they're
Yeah.
past that point
Yeah.
now.
He might have grown as a person. He's older now and might have seen what was wrong. He might be a genuinely better person, but I think that there's too much history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you should both just benefit from moving on with your lives and, you know,
Both
looking
doing
elsewhere.
yourself, like
Yeah.
looking after you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet someone young
Yeah.
and you think, like, oh my God, I need to keep a hold of
It's
them.
Yes.
I feel like your whole nervous system's like codependent or
Yeah, it's
latched
like
on.
because
Yeah.
you're used to that person.
Yeah.
You're like, this
you
is
can't
my
imagine
soulmate.
life without it. Yeah.
Like, but sometimes
somebody else or-
there's too many red flags. That
Yeah.
And that
ignore.
doesn't necessarily mean that, say, 2-3 years' time, you could find the love of your life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could find that person, and because
Yeah.
you're still stuck in that situationship,
Yeah. I
It's-
think there's been too much damage, hasn't
Yeah.
there? And like, so say even from your end, like you could end up resenting them. Like, you know, your trust has clearly been broken. It's not your job to sit through therapy because
Of his
no,
issues.
it is, but it's his.
It's his
He's the one that
issues.
needs to show up.
Like, this relationship isn't like passing an MOT.
No.
It just
Yeah.
needs to be written off.
Yeah,
Juice,
It's done.
really, is that what we're thinking? Then we're going with that, yeah.
that's what I think.
But what I will say is this: is like, but don't cling on to this for hope, though. But there can be sometimes right person,
Yeah.
wrong time.
That's exactly-
maybe
yeah.
young. Like sometimes, I believe that if you meet special, like because clearly there was such like a special, deep connection here.
Yeah.
And I believe that could have been real, but also compatibility, values, respect, maturity levels, like all them different kind of like the boring T and C's, you know,
Yeah.
of a relationship.
I think as well as when you're in a relationship and you're growing up,
Yeah.
like you grow together.
Yeah.
But it feels like he is still stuck
Yeah.
in the past where she's matured and grew and accepted things because she's already got one foot out the door. So I think she's
Yeah.
deep down accepted that this is going to
Yeah.
be the end.
But I do think we have to give credit for like the therapy part, even though
Yeah.
we could be a wee bit skeptical of it too. But I do think
It looks like
maybe-
he's willing to see his own issues.
yes. But I think he needs to go. Like if he went
yeah.
and did that, I think he needs to do that regardless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe look after him.
Yeah.
Let him work on himself.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
it's
you
like a
work
solo
on yourself,
journey.
and what will be, and everything will still fall into place. But I think you need a reset.
Yeah.
because I think you're
Yeah.
going to go into it with like it's whenever like it's all that like say like people, and this is what often some people think in relationships. Say when something bad happens, or like say if it's like adultery, or if it's this, or if you're being treated like wrong or whatever. I think people sometimes like you have an argument, you squash it, you resolve it, and then boys seem to foolishly think that the slate's wiped clean.
Yeah.
Girls and gays don't forget it.
No, we
don't
won't remember it all.
You've scarred us.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe with boys as well. Sorry, they can't do it all gendery. Like we always give straight
Oh
men
no,
a
my
hard time.
partner holds a grudge like till they
Yeah,
dies.
you know, but like you don't forget it.
No.
Because then say fast forward down the line, something else kind of something slightly similar.
Yeah.
You're like, and this and that. Like, and it's like, well, why is this being brought up again? It's like, you know, but if there's a lot of trauma or a lot of, you know, dents or
You need that breather.
disrespect or whatever, like you don't forget it. And I think
Yeah.
you're now at a point that maybe like how you look at the relationship is likely maybe potentially tarnished. And it's like, how do you move on from that?
You're right.
What are you
always
laughing at?
The Lemoncello.
I'm not going to live out there today, am I? Say one thing. Held against me.
Honestly. We were in two minds about giving Kirstyn the mic, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did.
Golden, like.
So it's just think move on with your life,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I think you deserve better, and you will find
She
somebody.
does. She deserves a lot better.
Yeah.
Because she's willing to put in the effort.
Yeah, I think so. And I
Look
think
at yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back for how much you've went through with it. And you've
Yeah.
actually, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
So
and don't
round of
feel
applause.
guilty for yeah. And don't feel guilty for walking
No.
away. I get it that maybe now you're like, oh, this is the stuff that you wanted to see from him, maybe say like a year ago or whatever. But like, you know, sometimes if you feel unsettled, what's your gut telling you? That's what I always say.
Always listen to
what
your
I'm
gut.
getting from this is like it's like I don't really know if I'm willing to do this. And I think that's what you need to listen to. That would be our advice, though. I think.
Yes.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with that. But look, guys, this has been a clinker, I think.
Yeah. Really
Honestly.
good. I think she just needs to say adios.
Adios.
Adios, amigo.
I think so, yeah, no. And like, look, we wish you all the best out there. And you will meet somebody that obviously aligns with your values. Values are so important, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's until you're older, you know, whenever like you're older, you're like, oh, like pension scheme, credit score, like you start thinking of the big boy thing. Values is not something that you really think of when you're like in your early 20s. Attraction is really at the forefront and connection.
Yeah.
But you can be attracted to somebody and have such a great connection, and it's a real genuine connection. But if you're not in sync with your outlook in life, or you can be different, but do you know? And it just sounds like, you know, I just think anybody that would go back to an ex and hurt you that way, and it sounds like as if he did it deliberately. If he's
Like
had an
maliciously.
argument, like if I have an argument with my partner, we'll do everything in our power to resolve it.
Yeah.
We'll not go against one
Or
another. We're
jump
not,
on a jet ski or...
fuck off. Or, you know, I'll go and temporarily clear my head and jump on a jet ski and go back. Because I don't want to argue, you know. Yeah. But managing arguments is such a fundamental part, because it's the most important part of a relationship. How you handle, because it is communication.
Communication's always key in a relationship, I always say.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep a relationship going.
And you have to work through it.
A relationship you have to work at.
Yeah.
It's not always, like I think, especially with the younger generation, they think it's roses and rainbows and everybody loves each other. Half the time I hate my partner. Like, we argue literally every week, and it's because it's a real relationship and we love each other.
Yeah.
But you have to work at a relationship.
100%. And I think a lot of people don't really realise this part. And I think as we live in this world now, it's show reels, we see different people's relationships, we compare it to our own. I feel like with social media and with so many different things, there's so much like accessibility. And I think a lot of people don't really want to work through the grit. Meanwhile, it's like, that's what makes you grow and get closer. Like, if I think of any of the arguments that I've ever had in the past with my partner, that's what's been always big, massive turning points.
Turning point for you.
Because we get through it together. You know, and it makes you so much more emotionally closer, connected. You understand each other's boundaries, needs.
You have to understand each other before you can do anything.
Yeah. And I think it's like, if you're like, say, so he seems like an argument avoidant. So if he's sitting kissing his ex, no, he's not worth your time. He's not. No, he's really, really not. I think you can do better. That's my opinion.
All of us think you can do better.
That, yeah.
Collectively.
Yes. But look, guys, that's this episode wrapped up. So highlights, Lemoncello, 100%. What a guess. So from shitting underneath a sandbox, what else? Main lemonade.
Smecks drinking on the train.
Smecks drinking on the train, W5. We've covered a lot today. We have. You better fucking like this one.
Yeah.
But look, that is everything from myself, from Sean, and from Kirstyn. Guys, thanks again for listening. Remember, you can keep up to date with any upcoming episodes. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, whether you listen or whether you watch. And yes, there'll be another episode out next week. If all goes to plan, it's going to be a clinker. But yes, have a great day. And yeah, stay... Fuck, I can't even speak. I was chatting that much shit. Stay tuned. And I don't know. I'm done. I don't know. How do I wrap that up?
Adios.
Adios.